guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Essential Oils 101. So if you guys follow me, you know that I recently invested in a Young Living starter kit with a bunch of essential oils and I'm seriously so in love. Like I said in my other video, this whole essential oil world is like one I never knew existed but was right there the whole time, and I just cannot believe how common the use of them is and how I just like went for so long without them in my life, because they're honestly, like, they're so awesome. They can support your physical and mental health and also just help me to like de-stress and stay focused on a daily basis. And also just like for general like happiness and well-being, they're amazing. Some of the oils can actually raise your frequency, which if you know anything about like law of attraction, or if you read that book, You Are a Badass, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But basically it's just a way to make you feel more joyous and happy, and who doesn't want that? So yes, I'm loving the oils, but not only that, I'm just like so happy to be a part of this community now. It's just like so rewarding, and it's just like everyone's just bonding over oils and sharing like different ways to use them, and it's just like a really uplifting place to be, and I'm just excited about that. But even more than that, getting these oils and joining this community has like totally opened my eyes to all of like the toxins that I'm exposed to on a daily basis, like in my home, like with all the products and different things that I'm using. There are, I want to say, I think it's like 1,300 chemicals are banned by the European Union to be used in any kind of product. And in the US, there's only 12 that are banned. Like, that is a huge difference. And I mean, these chemicals that are just in like everyday products we wouldn't even like consider to be unsafe or like potentially harmful to our fertility or respiratory systems or cause cancer. I mean, but they're in our homes and we're using them on our families, and they're going on our kids or even like on our pets. So it's just like, it's just been so eye-opening. Now, I'm sure that there are people out there who are like, Becca, what are you even talking about? I've been to Whole Foods, I've got my essential oils, I have them in my house, sure, I've used them, they're whatever, but like they're not giving me any of these benefits that you are saying that you are getting from yours. And you know what? That is totally okay to have that view, because I had that exact same view. I did those exact same things. I went to Whole Foods, I picked out a peppermint and a brain power and God knows what else. And like, yeah, I used them a couple times, but it was just kind of like, all right, whatever, these don't really do anything. But that is because there is such a big difference in quality between so many different other essential oil companies, and quality literally means everything. So with all of that being said, I want to tell you guys why I personally chose to go with Young Living to get my essential oils from. This is not sponsored. They don't know who I am. I am just sharing this with you because it's personally what I chose and used. I did a lot of research, like a lot of research. And there are so many different companies out there. There's so many different ways to acquire oils on Amazon or Whole Foods or whatever. And I personally decided to go with Young Living, and I will tell you why. The very first reason is because they have what is called a seed to seal process. And basically all this means is they have control over the entire process, from growing the seeds for their plants or their herbs or whatever is going to be used to make essential oils. They have their own farms, whether they're in the US or Canada or in France. They have complete control over what is used on their crops, how they're grown, and they don't use any kind of pesticides whatsoever. The only thing they use for like pest control is essential oils. So it's like beyond organic. I mean, it's just like the best that you could possibly get as far as quality control, because they're in charge of every step from the seed to the harvesting to the distilling to the bottling, seed to seal. Also, there are no regulations on essential oils. I mean, the FTC, FDA, they don't regulate them whatsoever. So you could go on Amazon and see, you know, like 100% pure, undiluted essential oil, but that means nothing. I mean, that could be a filler, they could be saying it's frankincense, and it can actually be like a couple other oils that were like really processed and distilled down to smell like frankincense, so you never actually know what you're getting because there's no regulations. There's no way to ensure that what you're getting is, and what you're paying for is what you're, you know, what you want. But with Young Living, I mean, they have this seed to seal standard that they hold themselves to, and for me, that's like, it gives me comfort knowing that like what I'm getting is safe and they're not tricking me or lying me or putting fillers in there. So that really makes me feel a lot better, and I feel like it's the only brand that I can like 100% trust and not have to like worry about what I'm getting. Second reason is all Young Living oils come from what is called a first distillation. So when they pick the stems or the flowers or the leaves, whatever it is they're going to be using to create an essential oil, they will pick them fresh, they will distill them, which through a steam distillation process, and whatever oil is collected from that distillation, it gets bottled up and then sold to us. With many other companies, they're using second, third, even fourth, which I believe is called a complete distillation. So what you're actually getting is going to be way less potent, and even though Young Living may be a little bit more expensive, some brands are even like the same prices and they still use complete distillations, which is like the fourth distillation. So you may be paying a little bit more versus other companies, but they're so much more potent. So you're not only getting like more therapeutic benefits in general because it's a first distillation, you can use way less of the Young Living oil compared to other oils. You'd have to use much more of the product in order to get the same level of benefit. And on top of that, a lot of other companies will source their plants from like third parties. So they don't know how they were grown, if they were sprayed with pesticides, or even like what kind of soil they were in. Was it the correct soil for that plant? So much care goes into every single essential oil and the whole process from Young Living, which is why I personally chose to go with them. And the third reason is Young Living essential oils are 100% therapeutic grade, meaning they can not only be used to diffuse for aromatic purposes, but they can also be used on your skin, and you can even ingest some of them. A lot of other companies, for example, if you stroll through Whole Foods and see all of those essential oils, they're most likely just going to be fragrance grade. So you can use them to diffuse and they smell really nice, but you certainly don't want to put them on your skin, and you definitely don't want to be eating them because they're not quite up to that standard. And using them on your skin and even ingesting them are great avenues to reap the benefits of these oils. So if you can't do that and you can only do one out of the three, it's kind of like, what's even the point? I mean, is it even worth it? Plus a lot of other companies that are lower quality, and for example you don't pay as much for those oils, they only have to have 5% of essential oil in the bottle for it to be labeled as like lavender or frankincense, and the other 95% can be synthetics and fillers and chemicals, which you have no idea what they are, and when you're putting those on your skin, they're going to be irritating, so you don't want to be using them on you or your family. And one more thing, since Young Living oils are totally pure and they're just strictly 100% that essential oil, they do not have an expiration date. If you're seeing an essential oil that does have an expiration date, that means it's cut with some kind of other oil, and it's probably not something that you want to be investing in. So one thing that I learned that I thought was so cool is how quickly these essential oils work. Now I know you may be thinking, do these even really work? Trust me, they do, and this is just how quickly they can work. So when applied topically, or maybe you put some on like the roof of your mouth, like peppermint to get rid of a headache, they can actually be found within your brain within 22 seconds, which is crazy fast. And then they can also then be found in your bloodstream after 2 minutes, which is also very fast. And then after about like 20 minutes, the essential oil or oils you applied will affect every single cell in your body, which is just crazy. Next, you may be wondering, how exactly can you use them? Well, with Young Living essential oils, there are 3 different ways that you can take advantage. So first is just like aromatically, so whether you're diffusing them, and if you do get a starter kit, it does come with a diffuser. Mine is back there right now. But so you can diffuse them in the air. You can also inhale like the bottle, or put some in your hands and then inhale from your hands. You can also apply them topically. So with most essential oils, you're going to want to mix them with like a carrier oil. So that could be coconut oil or jojoba oil, even olive oil. Just mix it with that and then you can apply it. It just basically slows down the absorption. So if it's a little too strong, you may not want to be putting that directly or neat onto your skin, which some of them you actually can, but you probably want to always just like start out with a carrier oil. And then lastly, like I said, a lot of them you can actually ingest. So if you're going to take the essential oils internally, there's a few different options. You can just put a couple drops in water, for example, like lemon in water. You want to make sure you're using a glass cup though, no plastic. And then you could also, some people will like pour essential oil drops into like a little capsule, like a little veggie capsule, and take that internally. And then some of them you can even use in baking, like lemon. You never have to zest a lemon again. You can just use the lemon essential oil. So they actually can be pretty versatile. And if you do end up getting a starter kit, it comes with this whole book, which basically has like every single oil in it, and it will tell you exactly how to use each one. And then on the actual like bottle of essential oil itself, there's like a little peel back section on the bottle like this. I don't know if you can see it. But that will then, it will also tell you the exact instructions for each oil, whether you can inhale it directly or apply it topically directly. They all kind of have their own instructions, but there's lots of different ways through the bottle and the book that you can make sure you're using them correctly. So I started out by getting the premium starter kit, which is like pretty much how everyone starts, because you get 11 oils plus like some books and some other like goodies and samples. And it's like super discounted. It's like almost 50% off. So it's like a really good way just to kind of like dip your toes into this essential oil world. And then that way you can learn more. And then also like if you sign up through me, I will leave my link down below, by the way. If you're like kind of like, okay, I want to try this, I'll leave my link, you can use that. And if you do sign up through me, I'll be like sending you a personal email with some tips to get you started. And then I will also ensure that you get into the Facebook groups that I'm in. And it's 2 different groups, and they're basically like educational groups. And it just helps you learn so much about how to like every single oil in your kit, you will learn like 10 different ways to use it. And it's just like a lot of women helping each other out, and it's really awesome. So I actually decided I'm going to be splitting this video into 2 parts, so it's not like a million years long, because I just have so much that I want to tell you guys about these essential oils. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it was helpful. Stay tuned for part 2, where I'm going to be going through all 11 essential oils that I got in my starter kit, and I'm going to be going over like what you use them for, what their benefits are, like how I personally like to use them, and then like what other people, moms, whatever, swear by how they use them. So make sure to watch that. That will be up soon. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Snapchat so we can hang out, and I will see you in the next video in part 2.